Coach, we're just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Buffalo Bills. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Ready?
56, right there, 56. What we got?
On first down, Allen. And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, Zoo. Mike's 56. All day.
From the gun, it's Allen. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Wilson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. To throw again. Forced out to his left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all, and you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Go, 14.
On 3rd down, Wilson steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. Myers, the AFC's Pro Bowl kicker from a year ago. He was 6 out of 7 from 50-plus last year, and he converts another one here. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Bills take over 1st and 10.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's Allen. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
That's another Bills first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Going deep for Diggs. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Allen now throwing again. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And the grab by Croft. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game and you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Wilson. Going to throw again. That's complete to DK Metcalf. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
From the 44, Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Check 13. Alert. Back. Hey, alert.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Buying time to his left. And Philip Dorsett holds it in. And all the way down to the 5. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards.
That's where having a mobile quarterback really pays dividends, because that old school stand in the pocket, make your throw guy, he doesn't make that play.
In addition to the mobility, how about his eyes? Just kept them downfield, locked on the target, created a big play out of it.
Didn't matter the chaos around him. He still found his guy.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. On second down now, it's Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports.
50's the mark. 50's the mark. Here we go. Go. Mike, come on.
After the interception, here's Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Philip Dorsett, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
56, Mike, 56. Wahoo!
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
10 yards and a Seattle first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Seattle.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go, D. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
On first down, Wilson being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D. Run left, run left. It's going to be a long day.
To throw again. Wilson dancing to his left. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Check. Reload. Mike 50. Coming to you. Mike 50.
Wilson will throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 30-yard line. Again, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Under 10. Alert. Run left. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. That's it. Mike's 50,
Throwing again. Wilson. His throw incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Yard line well short of the first down marker. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is going to be incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go. than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try to put some pressure on the defense.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Wilson to throw again. He'll find Metcalf. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. Through an opening, and there he goes. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. Dorsett making the catch. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Now Wilson on first down. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep. And this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. After the sack here, 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Now Allen. Short throw hauled in by Croft. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's able to find Diggs. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Round 80! 6 right there, 56. Check the out, check the out, check the out.
Throwing on first down is Allen. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Allen now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Let's go, baby. Round 80! 56!
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. On first down, Allen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is good. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Buying time to his left. This one into the hands of Metcalf. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better.
And he's He's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Ed Oliver able to get him for a loss of about 3. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Let's pass. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Mike 50. It's our turn.
36 foul. Hey, easy, 36.
Wilson. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 21.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
19.
Here's Wilson. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
To throw again is Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down. Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get...
And got his man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play here for Buffalo. 48 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker Bobby Wagner able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
56.
The tackle made at the 25-yard line.
2nd and 15 now. Allen nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this score will stay right where it is. You know that they were thinking second-half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance at that comeback.
A very big miss because time is becoming a real factor now, and they're 3 scores down.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson now throwing again. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man there to knock it away that time. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
From the shotgun, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Hey, check Mike 50. What's going? 50. Check Mike 50.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Being chased out left. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. This complete to Lockett. And he is in for the Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. The extra point now coming from Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Seahawks 45, Bills 13.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Bills take over.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. Well, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. And Diggs has it. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Allen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Allen's throw is complete, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, There will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Watch the run.
Throwing is Allen on third. And that's caught by Beasley. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will cut this lead down to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, you're almost in field goal position.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's going to be a long day.
One left.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. And he will finally be tracked down at the Bills' 8. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
I know he might be a little winded after that previous long run, but now you're in goal-to-goal situation. That changes what you do defensively, and it worked for them.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 52.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Allen, going to throw again. And this one caught by Beasley. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
First and 10 at the
56. Check 56. You're trapped.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 32. And that will write a finish to this ball game. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking. As an offensive coordinator.